Okay, it's day 5 of Advent of Code, so let's get into it. All right, so again, I'm going to keep quiet and read the problem. Move one from move one from 2 to 1. In this example, there are 3 stacks of crates. Stack 1 contains 2 crates. Crate C is on the bottom, and crate N is on the right. Stack 2 contains 3 crates, DC and MCD. And stack 3 contains only a single crate. Then the rearrangement procedure is given. In each step of the procedure, a quantity of crate is moved from one of the different in the first step of the above rearrangement procedure. One crate is moved from stack 2 to stack 1. Okay, resulting in this configuration. Then the same thing happens with the second instruction, move 3 from 1 to 3. Okay, then becomes empty. Then again, right. Finally, the crate is moved from step 1 to step 2. The elves just need to know which crate will end up on top of each stack in the C in stack 1, M in stack 2, and C in stack 3. So CMC. After the rearrangement procedure completes, that crate ends up on top of each stack. Right, and so okay. All right, so let's first get the test inputs. But before that, I think we may need to start day 5. And we always start by copying over this folder and pasting it here and calling it A05 and then opening it inside VS Code. And finally shorten the previous day and months. That is, I think always the first thing that we do is to rename this file to solution.py and put our test inputs here. And save it. Yeah, the output for this is supposed to be what? CMZ. So let's put it over here. All right. Save this. Okay. So basically, yeah. Sorry. Basically, we've been given some fancy input data here, and the second part of the input data after the list has been given is going to be a set of instructions. So we definitely like need to process the data. And so how we are going to process the data is always as we do in here, right? In here is where you process our data. We know until we encounter a blank space, right, everything that we are going to be receive is going to be forming the stack, right, or the stacks that we have been given, right? And so what we need to do is separate the stacks um, from the what's it called, from the instructions, right? And so we need two variables or two separate containers. One of them is going to be the stacks, which is going to be a list of stack, like the stack object. Python doesn't have a default stack object, so we are going to use a list for that. And the other one will be the instructions, right? So we need to extract both the instructions, and which is going to be a list of strings from the test inputs. And how you're going to do that is basically just iterate over the data until we encounter a blank space, right? Until we encounter a blank space, just put everything inside the stack. Okay. Yeah, before we even process what the stacks is going to be for I in data, if the data is going to be so long as the data is not equal to So I'm going to use this variable here to control the whether we are done collecting the stacks or not, right? Yeah. So long as the data is not equal to a blank line, right? Data. Sorry. Yeah. So long as we haven't encountered a blank line. No, if let's just keep it this way. If we encounter a blank line, we should set this one to true. Done collecting. And then what we have to do is if yeah. Now what I really do not want to do is so let's print out this and see if it's being collected properly. Instead of returning data, let's return basically a tuple of the stacks and then the instructions. What am I missing over here? Let me see. So I'm thinking maybe yes. So over here, just instead of just appending the stacks right as strings, I'm thinking maybe we can do some processing on it. Okay, I should probably do this. Yeah. So I've been able to basically just separate the two. Yes, with the way the stacks is being collected, right? I just don't like it. It's coming in as D and C as a list, right? But basically they're supposed to be um, yeah. So instead of just stripping it, what I really need to do is do an R strip of the new lines, and this should preserve the yeah. So I'm basically going to have to use the number of spaces to determine which stack they belong to, right? Let's see how I'm going to do this. Yeah, what if the stacks is bigger? Can the stacks be bigger than 3? Let me look at the input data that you're going to have today. Okay, so it's gone. Right. So I need to make the programming cater for that. Right. I'm going to have to use the number of white spaces around it, to try and figure out how many I do a split. I do a split by the mm, I can look inside the string. How do I tell if it's the okay? I think I get it. What is the length of each of the elements? They are going to be the same size, right? Good. But if they are going to be the same size, which means the 1, 2, 3, 4, first 4 characters, first 3 characters, right. Okay. Yeah. This tax is definitely going to be a fixed width stack, right? It needs to be initialized based on the length, right? And for this one, we had what's the length of this? Let's get the length of this. Print input data 0 and 1, the length. Right, we want to see how many characters are in there. That'll give us an idea on how big what did I do? I didn't close something properly. That'll give us an idea on how 11, right? So if it's a size of 3, it's 11. That is minus the 2 white spaces and 3 characters for each. Right. So if it was supposed to be 4 will be um, 4 will be adding 4 more characters. So this will be 15. Right. How do I make sure that no matter how many, it is literally minus. The first one is 3, and every other character that we need to append after that is 4. So it's plus 1 divided by 4. Right, that's the formula, plus 1 divided by 4. And what I just said might not make sense, but when I code it out, it's going to make sense. So I'm trying to figure out how many characters will be in the stack, right? Basically, the size of the stack. This is going to be these are going to be stacks. So how many elements are going to be inside the stack? I'm thinking it should be this times data 0, the length of the first element inside the data times it even has new character, so that's been to our advantage. divided by 4, right? Let's do a integer division. Yeah. And so let's print stats. Right. We don't really have to worry about the size. This is not um, C++ where you have to create an array of a fixed size. We can dynamically be adding stack onto it. But basically, we know it's going to contain 4 stacks, right? And so what we have to do is for each of them, try and process the data and then put it inside its own um, yeah. For the first one, so why don't you just split by white spaces? You split by white spaces. I'm curious as to this. If I have 3 things, right, in a list, and the first one is a white space, right, and then I call split on it, what is going to be the behavior for the white spaces since I'm trying to, okay, that is not good. How about, I mean, it's already trying to use, right? Yeah, so for this one which has 3, 4 before it, it should, this is a difficult one. I'm going to need a utility function. I'm reading it from the top. Let's see. Let me have a think for a while. Instead of just putting it inside, what I can do is so I'm going to read the data from the top to the bottom. If I read this, I read the next one, I have to insert it. I have to insert it at the beginning. No, just append. Yeah, just append will do. What I really need to do is that when I get to this stage, I have to process the strings and then read the data into the stacks. So I'm thinking probably do a split by white space, and iterate over the characters, but I can iterate without even splitting because I know there are going to be 12 characters in there, right? And every what? 5, and the next one will be +4, which will be 9. So let's see, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So it's going to be on every. So the first one is going to be index 1, and every character on +4, basically, right? Um, and how I do that is by index is 1, put it at. Iterate through it until you find an alphabet character. And then when you find the alphabet character, check the position of it. Um, and then use the position to basically find which stack to push it into. Yeah. So find red characters or W plus characters in string. And when I do find that character in string, use the position, right? Use the index to identify which stack to push to. Yeah. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to use so basically I do have a formula here, right? That if you discover the 10 on 1, you push it to stack 0. If you discover it on 5, you push it to stack 1. Yeah, this is ridiculous. Let me just do this. First, process the string, like reduce the string complexity down, right? Take out the noise. So I'm going to take out the noises. I is my string, right? Let's take out some of the noise from it. Let's do I dot um, please um, anything above 3 white spaces should just be replaced by a white space, right? So 1, 2, 3 with just a white space. and then replace all opening square brackets with nothing to as well, and closing ones too as well. Okay, and this should reduce the complexity of the thing that we are dealing with, significantly. And so we can say, object at index 0 push into the stack 0, right? So basically say for I in the string, for character in the string, if the character is not an empty space, right? If the character is not an empty space, what we can do is sorry, if character is not an empty space, we can get the stacks right? And this should beautifully build our stacks for us as we are expecting it. So let's again print out the data and see the output of what we have just written. What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? Sorry, I didn't exit my editor. Okay, unsupported operand types string and integer. Why am I dividing string and integer? Oh boy, I'm saying length of this divided by 4, and I'm putting it outside of it. Yeah. Let's index out of range. Why is that? Let me first print out the stacks. So I did 3. Why are they saying 3 is out of range? Let's just say, let's print strings first. I think I should have probably printed the length of the string. Right, okay, I see why. Yeah, I said replace 3 characters with 1 and then replace these ones. Replace these ones with nothing, replace these ones with nothing, and I left out some spaces still. Okay, so how do I deal with that? Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay. Probably maybe I don't need to do this. If I don't replace this with this, I'm going to have 1, 2, 3 in front of it. So probably do a 3 with the 1. And then what I'm going to have to do is take out this. Okay, so I'm still getting the list index out of range. Let's, oh, right. Because yeah, I factored it in here, but I didn't factor it in here. So what I need to do is just string G stacks. Yeah, stacks shouldn't have a G. Stacks should have a um, okay, that's good enough. Um, let's see, we have NZ in the first one, DCM in the second one, and P in the third one, which is exactly what we want. And let's see. Okay, so let's see. Let's take out this print statement now. We no longer need them because we fixed the bug. Oh, so now that we have our stacks being passed over here to us, what we have to do is now start solving the problem, right? So with the problem, they are saying that we should move 1 from 2 to 1. Move 1, okay. So count and then position and then position. Okay. I need to extract count and position from it. I would definitely need a regex, right? To probably just extract 1, 2, and 1 from it, right? Or I could just fetch the integers out of it, right? Yeah, I could also just fetch the integers out of it, even though I think maybe a regex might be better here. Where am I even extracting the instructions? Here, right? Instead of just putting it in, I can just grab the quantity start and end, right, from it. So I don't know, split by spaces and get the For I in range length of the strings, what I really want to do is for each of them just try and get do the same thing as I'm doing here basically. So if um 0 1, if the modulo 2 is equal to, because that's what I'm trying to get the second item, right? If I modulo 2 is equal to string continue, right? And else what I really want to do is am I using I again? Oh boy. Yeah, else what I really want to do is um, get get the J and turn it into an integer and put it into a tuple before putting it into instructions. So um, let me cast it into an integer and put it into a stack over here. Call it instructions. And put this inside it. And once that is done, I can basically just append inst here. So let's run this. Okay, so this one is looking clean too. So at first it did say from 1 move 2 to 1, right? Move 1 from 2 to 1. Now it says 1 2 to 1, right? Which is clean, which is perfect, exactly what we want. So yeah, based on those instructions, let's perform our actions. First of all, we need to separate the stacks here too again, like we need to unpack it. So stacks and the instructions needs to be unpacked. And once that is unpacked, we need to basically use the instructions to do some operations on the stacks. So what we have to do is pick the first instruction. So for instruction in instructions, again, I have unpacked the instructions, right? Quantity, starts and then end. So kill, starts and end, or from and to, right? I can't use from because from is a keyword. Maybe from stack. To stack. And let's compact the instructions into this one. And then basically I iterate over the quantity and then do the action, right? And so for I in range quantity what you want to be doing is get the stack that we are supposed to be getting it from. So we say stacks from stack, right? And then basically just perform a pop, right? Let's see. If I have this, then I call a dot pop on it. Sorry, I mean dot pop 0. It will get me the first item, right? Good, which is exactly what I want to do. So I need to be getting it from the beginning. Wait, I didn't check what the actual thing tool is going to hold. Let's do it again. Good. This is exactly what I want to do. Yeah. So what I want to do is pop 0, and after I have popped 0, I want to take it into some v here, right? Some value here, and after I have popped it out of this one, put it inside there. And do I want to be appending or inserting? Stacks into square brackets 2 stack dots insert. Insert takes 2 arguments, right? I'm not sure. Let's bring up the documentation for inserts real quick. So yeah, it takes the index and then the object. Okay, so I want to put it at 0, which is at the very top of it, and I want to pass in the object var. Okay, and so once that is completed, this should do the trick. And yeah, and what they really want is at the end of everything, return the number of the things at the very beginning of the stack, right? So so yeah, for stack in stack, what I really want to be doing is getting the first item of each stack, right? So I'm saying yeah, and so this should do the trick. Oh, I didn't leave my Python editor here. What stacks? Wait, why is my stacks out of range? What am I doing? Oh, the value that they are giving us is actual stack numbers. So you have to take -1 out of it because they are indices. -1, yeah. That makes sense. Let's see. Stacks j divided by 2 is complaining. 4. Okay. So yeah, so we do have the solution. I think it is trying to run it for parts. Sorry, for the actual data. So yeah, let's go and copy the actual data because we already have our CMZ. And so our actual data is going to be this. Copy and paste it here. not the test inputs, the actual inputs. Okay, and then now let's run this for popping from an empty list. Why am I doing that? From stack -1. This one is empty. Okay, let's how have I spelled instruction? Let's look at this instruction here and see where the error occurs. Print instruction, and then now I may want to disable it for the first one because I don't want to soil my. I want to disable all of this and then run this. Okay, so instruction 172. Let's look at 172. 172. Which one are you? Okay, I think probably I should be printing out the data too as well, so that we will know how the data looks like just before we start doing the I think I may need to import bprint too as well. Sorry. I don't think that's how you import bprint. It is from bprint. Yeah, that's my bad. Good. Let's look at how this thing is working, right? So we said 186. So it looked at this. How many queues are there? Sorry, how many stacks are there? 9. So this is index 7. 186. Let's look at what 186 is going to do to our data. 186, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? 7. We are just moving 1 to 6. Which is this one. Okay. So S should come in front of this. So it should have double S's at the beginning of the next one. But it has an F. Oh boy, what am I doing? Three, 4, 3. That's the instruction, and the stacks at the moment says this, right? And so we are moving one from we are moving 3 from 4 to 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We are moving 3 of them. So we are moving 1, 2, 3. JFR to MGS. JFR to MGS. 1, 2, 3. JFR is right there, which means it works. So at what point do we get there? 172 says move 1 from 7 to 2. And so 7 is empty. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Wait, how do I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? How do I have an instruction that says I should move 1 from an empty thingy? Move 10 from 7 to 3. Even this one worked. 10 from 7 to 3 worked. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is 7 supposed to be something else? Let's look at it. Let's follow 7's life cycle. So 7 wasn't touched here, 7 wasn't touched, but then from the beginning, 7 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 has 7 items. 7 gets touched here, it loses 3 elements, right? So 7 should be, yeah, and so 7 should be 4 after losing these 3 elements. Good. Okay, and then 7 doesn't get touched until here. 7 loses 6 elements. No, it gains 6 elements. And so 4 plus 6, that should be 10. And it doesn't get touched. Let's confirm if it is 10 at the next stage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It does contain 10. And it doesn't get touched until we reach our 172, I believe. Oh, 1073. Here. It says move 10 from 7 to 3, which we do, right? Because 3 now becomes 11. Yeah. Already done 1073. Okay, now there's a problem. Unless I'm not understanding the problem correctly, and then if you tell me to move 10 from 7 to 3 and 7 already contains 10, right? Then it will be empty. So why would you say move 1 again from 7 to 2, right? Unless there's something that you want us to do when it is empty. Okay, then both grades are moved from 2 to 1. And then finally, Yeah, they didn't say what we should do when they create empty and then we have an instruction that says we should remove from it. This is problematic. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It has 8 at the beginning. Oh my word. Mine has 7. Okay, so there's something wrong with my code there then. Because at the beginning mine had 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So it means there's something wrong with my processing. It starts from the first line is omitted. How? How is the first line omitted? The first line of processing is omitted for some reasons. Okay, so let's look at this processing again. We are saying that build an empty stack. Let's use instructions is empty too as well. Um, and then down collecting here. We are saying for I in data, strip the new line character, and then check if it is, and then yeah. Oh no, yeah. And we are basically going to be using if done collecting stacks, which is going to be no, right? So we start building the we are saying for j in range length of whatever we have now, which is going to be like 12 or something. If j equal to 2 equal to 0, continue. I know this is dumb, but I'm going to do it anyways. Print string. Okay. WJJ. So I do have the proper inputs. WJJ, BS, MP, HG. And then for some reasons, so you're going to loop through each character here. And we are saying that as you are looping through it, first of all, let me print the length. They should be the same size throughout. Not a single difference. Okay, I see the problem now. I see the problem. Yeah, the first line is skipped, and then probably the last line too is skipped too also. So yeah, even though this is being done all right, it closes a bit way too early. How is that though? How? Say replace all 3 with 1. How about replace all all twos with nothing. I have C, then four spaces, and then four spaces. And I replace the I replace the yeah, this one will be replaced by one. And oh boy, what am I doing? Then this one. 1, 2, 3 replaced with one. 1, 2, 3 replaced with one. I see what's going on here. I should replace all the four sequences wouldn't. Oh boy. How about four with two? That's more explicit. Okay, and that's passed for some reasons, or for the obvious reason of it being correct. Let me kill it. Let me kill it. Okay. And let's print the data too as well. Probably not print it. Okay, so this one is being shifted. Once we encounter this one, we need to take this one out of it. We need to take the last 10 out of the yeah, once we encounter the blank line, we need to modify the stacks and take the last one out of it. Well, I don't even think we need to. RTG, yeah. I don't really think we need to, so we can forgo of this print statement and return statement and run this without any print. Let me comment out my print statements. Okay. Okay, we have our outputs, which I didn't test to see if it works for the previous one first after my modifications. It should print out CMC, right? So this is the outputs. Okay, that was a long one. That was a damn long one. Let's continue to part two then. All right. So part two says this example the create mover. Wait, where that part to begin? Right. As you watch, you notice the process isn't following our predictions. Some mat was covering the right hand side of the crane, and you quickly the crane isn't a create mover 9000. It's a create mover 9001. The crane 9001 is notable for many and new and exciting features: air conditioning, leather seats, an extra cup holder, and the ability to pick up and move multiple crates at once. Again, considering the example above, the crates begin in the same configuration. Moving a single crate from stack 2 to stack 1 behaves the same as before. Multiple crates, okay. However, the actions of moving 3 crates from stack 1 to stack 3 means that those 3 moved crates stay in the same order, resulting in this new configuration. Those 3 moved crates stay in the same order, resulting in this new configuration. Stack 1 to stack 3. Okay. Okay. Next, as both grades are moved from stack 2 to stack 1, they retain their order as well. Okay, so if you're moving a single one, you move it single, right? So moving a single crate that just goes as before, but then moving multiple ones, the 3 will be moved together. So moving 3 from 1 to 3 will be picking up D and Z to P. Okay, that makes sense. And the same thing goes for they retain their order as well. Picking from C and right. Finally, a single crate is still moved from stack 1 to stack 2. Okay, right, yeah. This is also going to be, yeah, this is simpler than the first one. So part 2 says, in the way we are rearranging stuff, right? Um, we should basically just move stuff together, right? So it's going to be the same as this basically, but with slight modification in how we move the crates, the crates. Um, for yeah, so basically instead of moving it individually like this, like I'm doing here, right? Yeah, just do it this way. Um,
Yeah, so pop it multiple times from the front. I could probably just do a slice instead of trying to pop it multiple times, right? Yeah, a slice will be a lot better and more efficient because a pop basically just rearranges, like recreates the list every time. So let me do a slice. So what I really want to do is that the from starts, right? I want to get it, get the from stacks, and then slice the first I characters of it, right? So the I is going to be the quantity. So if they want one, it will be all the way to one, right? And that's going to be our temp files, right? And once we've obtained that, then at the two stage, we basically just put this in front of it, right? So right, and this one hasn't been modified yet, right? So we need to reassign it back. So do this. Probably do it after. Yeah, this might look like gibberish, but trust me, it is not. And then we can now get rid of this for loop. Yeah, so we can run this first on the given example to get MCD, right? So let's run it on the given example. Part two, where's but. I need to comment out all of this and then run this. Take the part two. Okay, I definitely did something wrong there. Um, I'm not using the quantity. Oh boy. Oh boy. What was I thinking? What am I doing wrong? Okay, let me think about what I'm doing. So I'm staying get there from stack minus one. The from stack minus one slice all the way to quantity. So if they are saying one, to be all the way to one and inclusive, so it will be 10 blocks will be containing that. And they are saying that replace temp stacks square brackets from stack minus one should be replaced by what? What the hell was I thinking? Yeah, what the hell was I thinking? Yes, this is going to be the case for this one. Yeah, so from one to the rest, and this should do it. MCD, yeah, there we go. And so now we can run it for the given example and see the result for part two. Okay, the result for part two is this. And so how do I copy this thing? And so that should be it. Okay, so let's look at Leaderboard? No, not you. I know I'm not on this side. Very one. Okay, good. I have dropped. Oh no. I've dropped to number 5. Oh no, no, no. Yeah. I probably should stop reading the question way too slow and then move straight to. Okay, so yeah. See you same time tomorrow.